And we are live. What is up? I'm back. Jiri here. Day 3 of the big board. No one's watching, but if someone happens to, welcome. Please tune in. We're here every day. Um, I'm in a draft. Ooh, we got the number 1 pick. We got our first number 1 pick. Okay. Well, one thing that's nice about this is we can just make our picks back to back. One bad thing is we have to wait a very long time in between picks. Bijan kind of seems like the consensus number 1 at this point. That's probably who I'm just going to end up taking, even though my heart really wants to take Gibbs because I'm a diehard Lions fan. But I'll take Bijan. That's fine. Welcome to the team, my friend. Tyler Algier probably gone, so is what it is. Probably going to get used quite a bit too. Jamar Chase goes off the board. I have to be honest, I'm quite tired today. I did not want to stream, but I want to do this every day, and I'm going to be as committed as I can to that. So, yeah, I'm here. Okay. Jamar Chase, Puka, JSN. Red Hook takes Gibbs. It'll be really interesting to see what happens to David Montgomery, if anything. As a Lions fan, I would love to see him back on the team just because he's a locker room guy. We all love him. Good vibes. But he also deserves to go somewhere that is going to use him more. And where's he even going in here? David. 124 ADP. If David Montgomery goes to another team, that is an absolute smash value. Even on the Lions, that's a good value. Definitely the best handcuff if, knock on wood, something were to happen to Gibbs. But maybe we can try and get him in this draft. Where are we picking down the board? 120, 121. He's probably going to be gone. Someone's probably going to take him ahead of that. Hampton in the first round. Wow. Nick, taking Hampton in the first round. I mean, he was injured. He was a first round pick. Good prospect, but that is rich, dude. That is rich. Mike McDaniel coming in as an offense coordinator. You see what he did with Achane, but at the same time, Achane and Hampton are essentially pretty opposite type players. So I don't know about that. Definitely not in the first round. Derrick Henry, pick 15. He's got to regress at some point, right? But he's absolutely a Hall of Famer at this point. Just made different. So yeah, good for him. All respect. Drake London, Malik Neighbors, Saquon Barkley. This guy has a lot of testosterone right here. Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley. Jordan's feeling good about himself right there. Jeremiah Love. Kind of seems like a lock to go top 10 in the draft. Maybe the Chiefs, maybe the Saints. If he goes to the Chiefs, that's a pretty dang good landing spot. Because their running back room is horrendous. And Pacheco kind of seems like he's headed to the retirement home. Sipping on some coffee today. Chase Brown. Little rich in the second round. I absolutely love Chase Brown. Big fan. But he was like splitting carries with Samaje Perine, of all people. Like, they do not want to just use him as a workhorse. but Joe Burrow clearly loves him. Ooh, we get Brock Bowers to fall back to us. That is nice. That feels good right there. We are going to smash Brock Bowers right here. And then I think I'm going to come back and take Nico Collins. Had a bit of a down year, but very talented. Gets long touchdowns, big plays. And if he stays healthy, if their offensive line improves, if CJ Stroud grows a couple new brain cells, then that can be a really good pick. This can be an absolute smash start. Brock Bowers, man. I was very low on him last year, but he's going to get a new quarterback. He's got a new head coach soon. We don't know who that head coach is yet, but it's hard to imagine he's in a worse situation than he was last year and being injured like half the year. One of his first games back from injury, he got like 3 touchdowns and 40 fantasy points. So that feels pretty good. And at the end of round 2, we will take that at the turn. Where was Trey McBride going? Trey McBride went pick 20. That's fair as well. Absolute stud. Actually got some touchdowns this past year as well. It'll be interesting to see who is starting at quarterback for Arizona, because Jacoby Brissett played better than what's-his-face, Kyler Murray. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just roll Brissett and enter a much-needed rebuild. We are assuming they take an offensive tackle in the first round. They definitely need some help there. Jameson Williams, T. Higgins. T. Higgins at the turn. That's a nice value. Ladd McConkey in the 4th round also feels really good, especially with Mike McDaniel coming in to scheme him up. Keenan Allen, like, I was big on Keenan Allen last year before he signed back to the Chargers. When he was going in the end of drafts and sometimes even undrafted, I was just smashing that. I think I had like at least 30% Keenan Allen at that point, maybe like 35. One of my highest drafted players, if not the highest, before he rose up draft boards. And he was good for like the first half of the year or so. And then the whole Chargers offense kind of went downhill. And Ladd McConkey kind of found his footing again as the season went on. But he's also dealt with injuries, Mr. Ladd. And so if he can stay healthy in the 4th round, that feels good. Garrett Wilson in the 4th round also feels good. Like, after he got injured and was out for the rest of the season, he was still leading his team in receiving yards, which is absurd. Colson Loveland, probably going to smash. Still just feels expensive. Scatabo, I can't get there, man. I can't get there. Devontae Adams, another year older. I was big on him last year. But I don't know, man. I could definitely see the Rams drafting a receiver at pick 13, I believe they have, which was the Falcons pick. Devontae Adams will be on the Rams next year, but his time's definitely coming to a close. Drake May, Kyle Pitts. This whole 4th round, man, there's not a lot of guys I like in that 4th round. Who are we looking at here? Did Lamar already get taken? I think so. Shoot, this is a weird range, man. This is a weird range. I think I'll just get some receivers. Let's bring the lemon up. Daniel Jeremiah released his first mock draft, and he had the lemon. He had the lemon as his first receiver off the board. And I think I just want a running back. Sure, let's go Henderson. Maybe he'll actually get used next year. I've taken Harvey in 2 drafts already, and I don't even like Harvey that much. I don't even like Henderson that much, but what I've seen with these first couple drafts is that the running backs go. early, and the ones late do not feel good. At the next turn, too, I think I can grab some receivers as well. Yeah, like these running backs at the next turn, I don't feel great about. Some of the receivers I do, though. Nico and the Lemon. The Lemon is an interesting guy. I'm starting to learn a little more about him. 5'11", 195 from USC. That just gives me immediate Amon-Ra St. Brown vibes. And we've seen those guys just produce in the NFL. They're not the most flashy prospects, but they get the job done and they play well. I still haven't even watched any of his highlights or anything. I am not a tape watcher. I don't have the time for that. And that's just not my thing. Sometimes less information is more, though. You dive into these prospects too much and then you get attached and overthink things, which I'm not interested in. Tyler Warren and Mike Ibuka, Mike Evans. Okay, if Ibuka and Evans are going back to back, I'm never drafting Mike Evans. I'm probably fading him anyways. Like, he's got to fall off eventually, right? I mean, he did last year with injuries, but he's getting older. He's getting slower. Bona fide Hall of Famer without a doubt. But there's a lot of mouths to feed in Tampa Bay, especially if they're all healthy. Caleb Williams goes, these quarterbacks, man, they are expensive. Quarterbacks are expensive. We usually see this, though. At the start of the year, the quarterbacks always go higher, and then they fall more and more as the year goes on. I like my start right now, though. Get a little unique with the Lemon, pulling him up to the turn. We had Nico Collins and Brock Bowers fall to us. Feels good. Again, it's day 3 that this contest is open. So ADP really means absolutely nothing. It's still January. These drafts will get settled 11 months from now. So to think we have all the answers and we know what's going on would be foolish. Jackson Dart, Terry McLaurin, Justin Herbert. Expensive. Joe Burrow is a phenomenal value. Jaden Daniels is a great value too. Yeah, if Jaden Daniels comes back to us, he's on the team. Can even see Washington drafting the Lemon. They definitely need receiver, so could get a little surprise stack that way. And Jaden Daniels, a little sophomore slump, but talent is there. Rushing ability is there. As long as he stays healthy, stud. DK feels like a good value too at 72. Like, give me DK Metcalf. I'll take that at pick 72. Thank you. When you're talking about DK versus Stephon Diggs, like, I think that's a pretty easy decision. Marvin Harrison is, who knows what's happening with him, man. We'll take DK, and then we'll take Jaden Daniels. Nice little balanced start for us here. Nico Collins, Mekhi Lemon, DK Metcalf as our receivers feels pretty good. Brock Bowers, stud tight end. We can try and get Fernando Mendoza as well to pair up with Jaden Daniels and stack with Brock Bowers. So when we get a guy like Jaden, I feel pretty comfortable getting 2 quarterbacks so long as he stays healthy. Jalen Hurts as well. He's going so low. He was totally ass last year, but the whole Eagles offense was ass. And most people are just blaming that on Kevin Patulalu. I know it's not his name, but whatever. I like to have fun here, okay? There he goes, pick 77. Like, I would like to get some drafts where I get A.J. Brown in the 3rd round and Jalen Hurts in the 7th round. People were tripping over themselves last year trying to get AJ in the 2nd and Jalen Hurts to fall to them in the 5th. So you get 1 round value on AJ and 2 rounds on Hurts feels good. Maybe they're kind of building in the tush push getting banned, but does that really stop much? Like, they're still gonna run quarterback sneaks. Tucker Kraft goes. I hope he comes back healthy. He was an absolute stud last year and just getting better as the season went on. It seemed like there's a lot of competition in Green Bay, but Tucker Kraft was Love's go-to target, it seemed like. He got hurt fairly early in the season too. It sucks, man. He was like, I think my most drafted tight end last year. My most drafted tight ends were Tucker Kraft, Sam Laporta, and Colston Loveland. All of them had injuries that they dealt with. Tucker Kraft and Sam Laporta, season-ending injuries. Colston Loveland, absolute stud down the stretch. I was also pretty big on Dalton Kincaid. He might have been in the top 4 or 5 as well. Quentin Johnson, no, dude, I cannot do Quentin Johnson in the 8th round. I know he played well, had some games, had big plays last year, but I can't get there, dude. I can't get there in the 8th round for QJ. Bashal Tootin as well? Like, how, man? Well, I guess like Travis Etienne's a free agent. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option, but I could definitely see him getting re-signed. Him and Trevor are buddies going back to college. So there's that. They don't really have any expensive receivers as well. Brian Thomas is on his rookie deal. Parker Washington's on his rookie deal. Travis Hunter on his rookie deal. It'd be cool if Denzel Boston comes back to us. I don't know much about him either, but Daniel Jeremiah had him in the 1st round. And if he's a 1st-round player, then he's just going to go up in drafts. We see it happen over and over again. But there he goes. Might just look at some running backs. Blake Corum, I'd be drafting right here. And then receiver, there's Jacoby Myers. I kind of like receiver at the next. Jacoby Myers is gone. This is a weird range. I would like to take Sam Laporta, but when we have Brock Bowers, we really don't need him. I think I'm going to have to take another receiver with my next pick. And Khalil Shakir, Wan'Dale Robinson. Might just take Wan'Dale. Like, he was good last year. He's just gotten better and made big plays. Doesn't feel great, but whatever. Let's take him. He's a free agent. Kind of expect him to get re-signed. So why not? Wan'Dale was maybe my biggest miss last year because I don't think I drafted him at all. Maybe in like 1 or 2 drafts. But I was wrong. Malik Neighbors is coming back healthy, but they really don't have anyone else to throw the ball to. Like Darius Slayton doesn't really do much. Like they literally have no one else outside of that. So Theo Johnson is a tight end. Nothing special. So whatever. Let's take Wan'Dale. Why not? I still like Woody Marks' value, man. Like that just seems like one of the best values in the whole draft. I'm probably going to try and get more running backs at the next turn. Maybe I'll try and just go running back heavy in this draft. It's what I said I wanted to do, actually. Because the running backs further down the board don't feel great after like this next turn. Like Tyrone Tracy feels like a good value. Zach Charbonnet, I can't get behind. Aaron Jones, I can't do it. Kamani Vidal seems really rich. Jordan Mason is Jordan Mason. James Conner, probably dust. Sean Tucker, like, got used a little bit, but at 161, I don't know. J.K. Dobbins, injury history. Alvin Kamara, retirement home. Rashad White, free agent. Not the most talented either. So, like, running backs dry up so quick. And it being so early into the year, we have no idea the situations for some of these guys and how they might get used or the competition that they have. This draft is definitely weaker at receiver for me, but the other ones I've done have been really strong at receiver. So we're just trying it out, try a little different strategy. But we have some very good anchors. Jaden Daniels, if he stays healthy, is an absolute steal. Bijan, can't go wrong. Pick one. Brock Bowers coming back to us. Nico Collins, if he stays healthy, holding it down. So we have some good anchors on this team. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Jared Goff, he goes. Bo Nix will definitely be back healthy for the start of next year. What a crazy freak injury that was, huh? The cokehead. Like Jalen Coker just plays well, but continues to get disrespected by his coaching staff. Let Woody Marks come back to me, man. I would love that. We can double stack with Jaden Higgins. We're talking about David Montgomery, so I might just take him as well. David Montgomery is just a good value, man. At pick 120 in the 10th round, 11th round, like, it's hard to see a world where that's not a good value pick. Regardless of the situation. If he's on the Lions, if he's on another team, that just feels good. And if I can solidify these, oh, there goes Woody Marks. Could get JCM to pair up with Jaden Daniels, but he doesn't catch balls. Could just be the starting running back next year, though. Chris Godwin goes, so we could take Kayshon Boutte, see competition for him. Debo, he's a free agent and just fell way downhill. I think I might just go some running backs. Go running back strong. We're definitely going to take David Montgomery and Tyler Algier, free agent, probably find another team. But let's go with Bill. Sure. I can be done at 5 running backs pretty happily here if I want to. I probably will just be done at 5. Maybe with my very last pick or something, but I don't think I need a running back again. Even in these 20-round drafts, like when we got these guys early, we have 5 running backs by round 11. Probably just going to stop there. Try a little different strategy. I like it. If Travion Henderson actually gets playing time, then it's looking good. Although most likely situation, honestly, is he's just going to continue to get underutilized and disrespected. But it's January and his competition is Ramondre Stevenson. Trying to think of some stack that I can get later with Jaden Daniels. But like his situation is really up in the air. We did get some team correlation with Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. You might not think that's the best stack, but we see time and time again that quarterbacks and running backs can just smash in the same game. You look at, especially a rushing quarterback. You look at Lamar and Derrick Henry. You look at James Cook, Josh Allen. I know Jane Daniels and Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt are not quite that. But the archetype of rushing quarterback and running back can do well. I might look at my next quarterback for this pick. We'll be looking at Fernando Mendoza at the next turn to pair up with Brock Bowers. He's got to go number one. I can't see a world where he doesn't really. Tyler Shugg, either going to be a great value or absolute trash. But he runs the ball, you know? That's a very valuable thing in this format. And then I've got to go wide receiver with my next pick. Josh Downs feels good right here. I can't do Tyreek Hill. I can't do Brandon Ayuk. Not in January, man. Let's get a little more information first. Although Brandon Ayuk, never know. Maybe he goes to Washington. He's buddies with Jaden Daniels. Rumors were that's where he wanted to go the year before when he was whining about a trade. Pittsburgh as well, he wanted to go to. Or they wanted him. Josh Downs gets taken. That's not great. I wouldn't mind taking Travis Hunter as well. When we're looking in the 12th round, 13th round, it doesn't feel bad. Travis Hunter feels a lot better than Pat Bryant, Jerry Jeudy, Brandon Ayuk, Tyreek Hill, that's for sure. Jalen McMillan, I still like, to be honest. Although I've seen him fall in the few drafts that I've done so far. So we might just let that happen. Probably going here. Kenyon Sadiq. Don't know much about him. I've heard some rumblings about him going in the first round of the draft. And if that's the case, then it's good value. You know, historically, tight ends in their first year haven't been doing great. But in the past few years, that has completely flipped with guys like Sam Laporta, Brock Bowers, Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland. You know, times are changing. Okay, Eric. What you doing, buddy? He has 6 receivers. There he goes with his quarterback. This guy has 2 quarterbacks. He takes Ayuk. So I think we have our selections right here. Yeah, let's do it. We'll take Travis Hunter, and we will take Fernando Mendoza. I like this team. Yeah, I can definitely see a world where this team is an absolute smash. If our receivers hit, if the Lemon goes to the right situation, he could easily go to Washington. Mendoza will have stacked up with Brock Bowers. That feels good. Our running backs are solid, anchored by Bijan. And we're going to get some more depth at wide receiver. Like, I can easily just have 2 quarterbacks and 2 tight ends in this draft, too. It being a 20-round draft, I'll probably try and get a 3rd quarterback later. Just makes sense, especially with some of the injury concerns with Jaden Daniels missing time last year and getting banged up in his rookie season. Just a bit of a smaller guy for such a rushing quarterback, and doesn't like to slide. So that's not great, but maybe he'll learn. Maybe he will learn. We'll be looking at receiver at our next turn. Maybe a tight end if one stands out to us to lock up our 2 tight ends. I really don't feel like I need a 3rd tight end when I have Brock Bowers, so long as he stays healthy, of course. But that's a guy that we expect to hit our lineup almost every week, especially if we're drafting him in the 2nd round. So we're going to lean into that. You know, you got to draft like you're right. That's one of the biggest things to winning best ball and actually making money is you need to draft like you're right. You know, the top 3 teams in this will advance to the playoff weeks. But there's no difference from getting first, second, third. Or sorry, there's no difference between getting fourth and not advancing and 12th. You're not making money either way. So might as well swing for it. And the playoff weeks, you have to score well. You have to get top 1 or 2 in your pod to advance, depending on the tournament. So draft like you're right, folks. Pat Bryant's falling hard, but that does not seem like a good pick to me. Bo Nix did like throwing to him, but they spread the ball around so much in Denver. Nick Singleton, he goes, what's his ADP? Yeah, 186. I feel like he's going to rise. This guy likes his rookies. Jadarian Price, Jonah Coleman, Nick Singleton. Daniel Jones coming off an Achilles is just rough, man. Especially like part of Daniel Jones' appeal was his rushing ability. Okay. Yeah, I like Jalen McMillan here. And maybe we just get another rookie in Jacoby Lane, even though I don't know who you are, buddy. Could get another tight end, but I feel like we can get tight end further down the board. Yeah, let's just get another receiver. We need a receiver more than anything. We'll take some rookie upside. He fell 22 picks past ADP. But ADP also doesn't mean shit in January, 3 days into the competition. What running backs were here? Sean Tucker was here. Rashad White's here. Nah, I'm good, man. We don't need that. Yeah, like ADP has not settled whatsoever. Guys are going to be moving all over the place every day. I don't even know how they come up with the original rankings. It's probably just one of the guys who works at Underdog just throws it together. And that's just someone's opinion. So the market will decide as time goes on where guys will be going. But the market is also wrong most of the time. Calvin Ridley, I can't get behind, man. I can't get behind. He's so old too for like the limited time that he's been in the league. I think he was 23 or 24 when he was drafted. He got suspended for the year, that 1 year. And he's on the Titans, man. Like, I would rather have Shimray DK over Calvin Ridley. They went almost right next to each other, 2 picks apart. I like this team. It feels good. Can maybe even just go with a last round Aaron Rodgers pick. Maybe he comes back for another year. That's kind of a guy I like to just take a gamble on, because if he says he's coming back, he's going to go up. Not like he's going to get you 40 points in a week, but shoot, we saw last year he still got it some of the games, and you got Mike McCarthy as a new coach. He's an offensive-minded coach when they've just been all about defense for the past 19 years with Mike Tomlin, or pretty much their whole history of their franchise. And we've seen wide receiver ones and Mike McCarthy's offense just go nuts. Talk about Devontae Adams in Green Bay, CeeDee Lamb in Dallas. Not saying DK Metcalf is on their caliber. He is clearly not, and definitely not the route runner. But I could definitely see him being more involved than he was this past year with Arthur Smith calling the offense. And Arthur Smith, he's gone. He's out of there. Ohio State's offensive coordinator now, I believe. I'm looking at a tight end. Next pick. Can even get Trey Tucker as well. Stack up with Mendoza as well. That feels pretty good. Probably just going to get 9 receivers in this draft. Take a look at running back, see who's there. Damon Claiborne, no idea who you are. I don't think we need to take another shot on a running back. I'd rather just get another quarterback or a third tight end than a sixth running back in this. I feel pretty good with our running back room. Terrence Ferguson. I like him. I like Terrence Ferguson this next year. High praise from Sean McVay coming out of the draft and in camp. Then got banged up, missed some camp, missed some games, kind of fell to the bottom of the depth chart. And there he goes. That sucks. Okay, who do we draft now then? I will take Trey Tucker. Mason Taylor doesn't seem bad as well. Neither does David Njoku. I might just get David Njoku. I feel like he's going to be on the team next year. Mason Taylor can take a step up, but he's on the Jets still. Yeah, let's get David Njoku. We are not expecting him back on the Cleveland Browns, but he's got talent. He's going to catch some touchdowns for someone next year. And in the 17th round, feels pretty good to me. I might just go with the third tight end. He doesn't feel great as my second tight end. But we'll see. We'll see what comes to us. We're going to have 3 more picks. I think I might just go 1 quarterback, 1 wide receiver, and 1 tight end with our picks. Last pick of the draft is probably going to be Aaron Rodgers. And if he gets taken from us, I'm not going to really care about that. Let's take a look at receiver. Alec Eilmanor. I like that. Trey Harris, I like that. See if one of these 2 guys comes back to us. And a tight end. Gunnar Helm isn't even a bad tight end. If Chico Conco goes somewhere else. Jake Tongas. Although I could definitely see San Francisco looking to draft George Kittle's replacement, quite possibly. George Kittle, absolute stud, Hall of Fame player. Just tore his Achilles though, late in the year. I'm going to be full fading him this year. I don't know if I can do it. Could he come back in the playoff weeks and just be an absolute smash? Sure. But in January, I'm going to wait for a little more information. And he's not even like that cheap. He's going at like 130. And Achilles is just different, man. It's a worse injury to come back from than an ACL, it seems like. Especially for such a athletic position like tight end. You see quarterbacks struggle hard coming back from an Achilles. Aaron Rodgers could barely move. Kirk Cousins could barely move. Again, those guys are like in their late 30s. Aaron Rodgers is like 40 something. But George Kittle's not necessarily young for a tight end either. And for someone who relies completely on his athleticism, doesn't feel too great. I really need to learn more about some of these late round rookies because that's where you make your money in this competition. Let's add Aaron Rodgers to the queue as well. Ben Sinnott. I don't know if he's ever going to do anything. Is Zach Ertz coming back or did he retire? Did he retire? Should retire. He had a horrific injury. Absolutely horrific. Alec Eilmanor got taken from us. We need a receiver. Let's go Zachariah Branch because I like your name. Yeah, we'll take Gunnar Helm and Zachariah Branch. Let's do that. Then if Aaron Rodgers comes back to us, we will take him to end it off. I'm only going to be doing one draft today. That's all I have time for. I didn't even want to do a live stream today, but I want to do it every day. And I want to stick to that and be consistent and committed to it, even though literally no one's watching. So I'm having fun. That's what I'm doing this for. And so when I win this tournament or Best Ball Mania and become a millionaire, then I can see how it happened. So that'll be pretty sweet. This guy Claiborne fell pretty hard. Yeah, I'm going to lean into the 5 running backs for this team. When we get 5 by pick 121, it feels good just to lean into that. Let's just do a quick recap right now. We might as well, assuming we get Aaron Rodgers with our next pick. Shedeur Sanders we could draft as well. Never mind, he just got taken by the Fetal Panda. What a name, dude. Fetal Panda. But at quarterback, we are looking at Jaden Daniels, Fernando Mendoza, and likely Aaron Rodgers. At running back, we have Bijan Robinson, Travion Henderson, Blake Corum, David Montgomery, and Bill Krosky Merritt. Feels good. I don't know about Travion Henderson, especially at pick 49. Feels rich for the type of rookie season that he had. But we're going for the upside. It's hard to imagine he gets used less than he did this past year. And he still had massive games and clearly has big play potential. Ty Simpson, we can also take a shot on. I don't know anything about him, but rookie quarterbacks that go late find their way to play at some point in the year and usually exceed expectations. Back to the team. Receiver, Nico Collins, The Lemon, DK Metcalf, Wan'Dale Robinson, Travis Hunter, Jalen McMillan, Jacoby Lane, Trey Tucker, and Zachariah Branch. A lot of upside. A lot of upside at receiver. Big game potential. I like that. And tight end, we have Brock Bowers, David Njoku, and Gunnar Helm. Feels good. I like this team. This honestly might be my favorite team that I've drafted so far. Even though I've only done like 4 or 5 drafts, I like this one. Feels very well-rounded, solid, and fairly deep. We got some good value as well, so I'm happy with that. Oh, perfect timing. My laundry is done right as I finish. So we're going to end up with one of these quarterbacks. If Aaron Rodgers retires, like who cares? He's literally a 20th round pick. And if not, we'll go Ty Simpson. Again, round 20. Gain a quarterback that can hit our lineup. Okay, let's draft Aaron Rodgers. And we are done. So the final team is Jaden Daniels, Fernando Mendoza, Aaron Rodgers. Running backs, we have Bijan Robinson, Travion Henderson, Blake Corum, David Montgomery, Jacory Krosky Merritt. At receiver, we have Nico Collins, The Lemon, DK Metcalf, Wan'Dale Robinson, Travis Hunter, Jalen McMillan, Jacoby Lane, Trey Tucker, and Zachariah Branch, with Brock Bowers, David Njoku, and Gunnar Helm as our tight ends. I like it. I like this team. I'm happy with that. That's all I have time for today. So to the 0 people that are watching, thank you. I still love you anyways. I have fun. I'm here for myself. So thanks. I'll be back tomorrow. My name's Jerry. Joy is beautiful. I love you. End stream.